Welcome to Whiz Live with Darian.
And Steve.
Good to see you tonight. Thanks for coming. I see we already have 2 people. That's a good start.
Very good.
I wonder if our friend from...
3. Sorry.
3!
Oh, I wonder if Twix is going to be there.
I wonder if our friend Twix will come.
There's Twix and Darian and who else are the regulars? Oh.
Owie.
Owie.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are our regular customers. 4 people, welcome. Thanks so much for coming tonight. Yeah. Okay, quick intro, and Stephen will make fun of it as usual. Right?
I'm not making fun of it. I'm joining in my own interesting way. I'll just do nothing this time.
That would be fun. I love Wiz, you love Wiz, we love Wiz channel. I love Wiz, you love Wiz, we love Wiz channel. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice signs.
West Side.
That's the Wiz gang.
West Side for life.
That's the Wiz gang sign.
Wiz gang sign.
We're wizards. That's pretty nerdy.
It's very nerdy.
Does everybody know the word nerdy? It's like otaku, except it's an adjective, a keiyoshi. Nerdy.
Yeah.
Are you nerdy?
I am. I'm pretty nerdy.
So what are you nerdy about?
Oh, I like video games a lot. Like
Console or PC?
I like both, but probably PC most of the time. Steam, yeah. Steam's basically all I use now. So.
Me too.
And yeah, so I play a lot of.
You're a music nerd.
I'm a big music nerd. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You can be a nerd about anything, just like you can be a kind of otaku about anything, like a train otaku, a train nerd, a music otaku, a music nerd.
Right. Yeah.
I would say that Murakami Haruki is a big music nerd.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, all his books have references to jazz and classical music. Full of like music stuff.
Yeah, I'm reading Kafka on the Shore, but
that's one of my favorites.
I haven't finished it yet. I got to like this bit where all the kids go unconscious in the mountains or something, and then
that's the best part.
Oh, it is.
I haven't read it since college. I was a really big Murakami fan in college, so I need to read some of his more recent stuff. But
right.
I loved Kafka on the Shore. And it's in that one too. There's so much like piano.
Yeah, I need to get back into reading it. I kind of stopped. Started reading other books in the meantime. You know how it is.
I do that too. Yeah, I'll read like 5 books at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah. How many books can you read at the same time? Just one?
Or tell us what you're reading now.
Yeah. What are you reading?
Are you reading anything? If you are, tell us what book you've been reading recently. Yeah.
So what else are you reading?
I'm almost finished Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk.
Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk.
By David Sedaris.
What on earth is Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk?
It's kind of like, imagine kids' stories about animals, but for adults. So it's like, instead of humans, it's animals acting like humans do. In very kind of really horrible situations, really bad situations.
Would we call that allegory?
Yeah, I guess they're kind of allegories. They're kind of like fables or parables, but without the like good lesson at the end. It's just like everyone's horrible.
So it's just scary. It's just scary allegories for adults.
Kind of. Yeah, I guess so.
Humans are terrible.
Yeah.
And so are chipmunks.
Yeah, chipmunks are racist. Chipmunks are racist.
We don't want any racist chipmunks in our house.
Mm-hmm. That's what the whole Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk. It looks really cute. You think it's going to be romantic. No, chipmunks are racist. Yeah.
That sounds like an interesting book.
I'm reading that and Kafka on the Shore, but that's kind of in the closet somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I don't think Murakami's stuff is for everyone. It's very dreamy.
Yeah,
and like
I liked it, but I just didn't have
rhythmic.
the energy at the time to read it.
Yeah.
This like Squirrely Chipmunk is very easy to read because it's just short stories.
Actually, a huge reason why I work at Wiz English Academy is because of Murakami Haruki.
Really?
The first time I met Megumi Sensei was at a dinner. I was introduced to her and we started talking intensely.
About Murakami?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
And so she kind of got a good impression of me because of that. So
very cool.
Without him, I actually taught a class called a literary discussion class at Wiz.
Oh, that sounds super fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I taught Men Without Women, a short story collection by Murakami Haruki. It was very strange. Do you know, of course you know like Franz Kafka, right?
Of course, yeah.
And you know the Metamorphosis.
Yes.
Murakami does a reverse of that.
So like a bug turned into a person?
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of a person waking up as a bug, like in the Kafka story, a bug wakes up as a person. It's very, very strange.
Yeah, I like weird books though, and books that take things from like a different perspective. Like
I think you would really like. Well, how do you handle scary things? Like, do you mind scary?
Oh yeah, I like scary stuff. I like horror.
Okay.
I really like horror and stuff. Yeah.
It's not horror, but it is very disturbing. It's Murakami Ryu. I'm sure you've seen Audition.
No.
Okay. He wrote the screenplay for this Japanese film called Audition. And he writes other books. He wrote hits of the Showa era. He wrote Almost Transparent Blue, which I think you would really, really enjoy, and Coin Locker Babies. Very strange, insane, trippy, wild books, but I loved them.
That sounds very cool. That sounds totally
I think you would
up my alley.
absolutely love that. So Murakami Ryu.
Oh yeah.
RYU. Ryu is really hard for me to say.
Yeah, it's hard for native English speakers to say.
RY.
Ryu.
Do you have some advice for us? How do we say Ryu? Ryu. I had children, when I taught children, Yosuke, oh my gosh, it was so hard for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have to be very careful with like some students that I have that have very similar names. There's like Hina and then Hino, but like that's easy because of the O at the end. But like for ages, I kept mixing them up, and yeah.
I always have a ton of Keikos. I've got all the Keikos in my classes.
One class I have a Sosuke and I have a Shosuke.
Sosuke.
In the same class.
It's hard. I had like Tomoyo, Tomoe, and Tomoka.
Oof. Yeah. It's like
it
how
was difficult.
I have like a bunch of friends called Masa. They all have the same.
Like the
Masa.
guy that played drums with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, his friend plays drums with him, and his name is Masa.
Yeah, and there's another drummer called Masa who used a different Masa who also plays drums. Who used to also come to the jam session that I hosted, and then there was another Masa that would come who played guitar, I think. So we had like three different Masas. Like I think it was like Masashi, Masayoshi, and Masata or Mas something. I don't know the third guy, but we had three of them, and I was trying to organize the show, the music event, and I was like, "Okay, Masa, do you want to play drums? No, not you, Masa. You, Masa.
No, not you. No, that one. That Masa.
Yeah.
Masa 1, Masa 2, Masa 3.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so, anyways, that was your warm up. Today we are talking about Europe. So Stephen has been to many wonderful places in Europe, and he's going to guide this ignorant, lost American through Europe.
Yeah, I've been to a few places. Not as much as some people.
All right, so let's just start with where have you been?
Obviously Ireland, because that's where I'm from.
Ireland. Czech.
Ireland, England,
England.
Northern Ireland,
Northern Ireland.
Wales, Germany,
Germany.
Austria,
Austria. Ooh.
the Czech Republic,
Czech Republic.
and where else? Might just be that. Yeah.
Let's start there.
Not so
I'm really interested in the Eastern
Did I say
countries.
Wales? Yeah, I said Wales. Yeah.
I'm really interested in Eastern Europe.
Oh yeah.
What is Austria like?
Well, Austria is Central Europe.
Central Europe?
But
But Czech Republic's
Eastern
Eastern Europe. Yeah. So what's Czech Republic like?
Amazing. Yeah,
Yeah?
very cool. I love Czech Republic. I only went to Prague, like Praha, as they say. Oh, hello, Ant. Hi.
Hi, Ant. We're talking about Europe.
Yeah.
He is European and he has been to many places in Europe.
That is true.
So we're starting with the Czech Republic. Have you ever been to the Czech Republic?
Yeah.
Tell us in the
Have
chat.
you ever been to
Don't be shy.
Praha? You ever been to Praha? Yeah.
Is that how you say it in Japanese? Or
Yeah, they say Praha here.
Praha.
But also, like, it's Praha. It's like, actually, like, most of the Japanese phoneticizations of foreign countries is actually more accurate than some of the English ones. Because, like, at least they say Deutsche instead of Germany. Because, like, Deutschland, Deutsche.
That makes sense.
Close.
Yeah.
Prague, Praha, very similar. But yeah, so Prague is beautiful. Probably the most beautiful city I've ever been to. Has so much history, so many amazing buildings and architecture. And it's like you walk down these winding cobblestone streets that are hundreds of years old. And like, there's just like these kind of like very tall, but like kind of like feels like you're in like a movie or something. Like the buildings are kind of surrounding you. It's like Harry Potter or something like that.
Harry Potter.
You know, even though that's in the UK. You know, but yeah, and also it's extremely cheap. It's super cheap. So it's like you go to the pub and you can get like a meal and a beer for like a whole big meal of like goulash or something.
I love goulash.
Goulash is great.
I love goulash. Can you explain goulash?
It's like potatoes, like mashed potatoes, and then there's like kind of like a very, not really a soup, but almost a soup of like meat and kind of like root vegetables.
There's mashed potatoes in it?
Yeah, goulash. Of course there's mashed potatoes in it.
I grew up with just all the other stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you eat it with the mashed potato. It's like the mashed potatoes on one side of the plate, and then it's like goulash is around it. And then when you eat the potatoes, it's got like the soup in it.
I'm so lost and wrong.
But yeah, it's super cheap. You go into one of those like pubs, and you get like a beer and like a whole meal, and it's like less than 200 yen. It's crazy.
200 yen?
It's like 200 yen. For,
Did
like, the
you
whole
hear that, everybody? 200 yen.
For sure. Well, actually, it's more like €2, so probably like 300 yen. But
300 yen. A whole meal
and a beer.
You'll be fine in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, it's
Doing
so
good.
cheap. It's very cheap, and everyone's pretty nice actually.
Yeah, friendly place.
Like I think people are friendly, but like not in a fake way.
Very genuine.
Like I think people are pretty. I heard it. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like when I was at the bars and stuff in Czech Republic, like everyone was like pretty chill, pretty nice. And like very like I would just talk to random people if I could because I wanted to talk to Czech people.
That sounds nice.
They're pretty nice actually. Most people are pretty friendly.
So if I'm going on a trip to the Czech Republic, what are the top 3 things I should do?
Well, I don't know about the rest of Czech Republic, but at Prague I know.
In Prague, if I'm going to Prague.
Number one thing is probably like take a tour of. You can take like a tour of the city, and then like they'll like a walking tour is really nice as long as you don't mind walking a bit.
Walking tour of the city.
Walking tour that ends at the palace. So like the palace and cathedral is like just amazing. It's like this giant cathedral. It's this old Gothic cathedral that's just huge. It's huge, and there's so much detail in like everything you see. It's really beautiful.
Sounds amazing.
That'd be number one. Number two is nightlife.
Nightlife.
Get drunk.
Yeah.
Get
In
drunk.
Prague.
Yeah, get drunk.
Okay. Do they have great beer?
They have great beer. They have like really cheap beer. You can just like get like a pub crawl, and there's like a pub crawl tour you can go on. That's pretty fun if you don't know where to go.
Do you guys know that pub crawl? So what's a pub crawl, Steven?
Pub crawl is, I think maybe they say bar hopping here.
Yeah, we say bar hopping too.
Yeah. So bar hopping. That's what pub crawl is.
Pub crawl.
Means you start at one place, you have like 1 or 2 pints or something, then you go to the next place and you have a few pints, and then you go to the next place, and you continue on until eventually you wake up somewhere.
Yeah. In a stranger's house, probably.
Probably in a stranger's house on the floor or something like that.
Yeah, so pub crawl is when you visit multiple bars in one night.
Yeah. But I mean, the pubs and the clubs in Prague are really cool. Like, there's one
They're
place,
cool?
very cool.
What do you mean?
Like, just like interesting. Like, there's one that I went to, and it was an old like opera theater, like opera house, but it had been made into like this like techno club. So there's just like flashing lights everywhere, but all this like really old architecture and like these pillars, and then a big stage where the DJ was. Ooh, that girl is a freak. Who, me? Or Darian? Darian's a freak?
It's true. It's true.
She's a freak. Total weirdo.
Yeah.
But
So
we love freaks, so that's okay.
So one more thing about the cathedral, though.
Yeah.
I really want to see like gorgeous European cathedrals.
Oh, yeah. Go to the one in Prague then.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best ones I've seen in my life.
I'm really interested in seeing gorgeous mosques too.
Yeah, well, I would go to Hagia Sophia or the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul. Have you been there?
No, I've never been to Europe. So
I mean, Turkey's not really Europe, but
Turkey sounds really, really fun to visit too. My mentor and professor from university is Turkish, and she spends 6 months in Turkey and 6 months in Texas with her family every year.
Wow.
Yeah. So her kids will grow up speaking both.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so third thing you should do in Prague. So we've got city walk, we've got nightlife, and...
Yeah, nightlife, and I guess like the third one just kind of comes down to like, what do you like to do as a person? Because there's...
What are you into?
Yeah, like... I don't know, like I was there for like 4 nights, but I went out drinking pretty much every night.
So,
because I was a student.
Steven's answer is walk around the city, drink, and then drink some more.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, like the biggest club in Europe is in Prague. It's the biggest club. It's this giant place. It's like a maze. It's like 5 or 6 floors. And each floor is just so big. I got lost in there because it was so big and I was so drunk.
Help me.
I was like walking around.
Can't escape.
I was like, I went to the bar and then I was like, which floor are my friends on? And then like I was like walking around trying to find them. And then I was like, oh, they like terrible music. So I'll just like listen for like really bad 90s music. And then I went to the floor with really bad 90s music and I found them. So it's okay. They let you in dressed like a member of the Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see. You're a man of, or a person of, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he does look like a member of Mumford & Sons.
I do look like a member of Mumford & Sons now. I realize that. I used to...
He dresses like a 1920s newspaper boy.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I think back then, I think during that time when I went to Prague, I had like a top knot and it was super hipster. Now I've just got like my mullet /
It's a hipster
mohawk.
boy, but it suits you. So maybe Ant, I don't know where you're from or where you live.
Ant?
Where are you from?
I'm guessing UK?
Yeah, who knows? But if you're not from Japan, then you might want to know what Japan nightlife is like. So,
That's true, too.
have you experienced much of Japan nightlife?
Yeah. I don't really like the club so much in Nagoya, where we are.
Yeah.
USA. I was wrong. Where in the US?
Yeah. I'm from Texas. I'm from San Antonio. Where are you from?
I'm gonna say Washington State.
California.
Washington State, like Seattle or something.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. This has got a vibe.
California has the most people, so.
That's a good guess.
I'm just putting my bet on California. That's where Twix is from.
Yeah, he's from LA, right?
Yeah, so nightlife in Japan, it's a little different. It's a little more packed, close together.
I think like the nightlife is pretty cool in Japan, but it's just like
Nagoya is not as
I
exciting.
don't like the club scene. I like the bar scene in Japan. I don't like the club scene so much. I haven't, but then again, I think going clubbing in Tokyo would be way more fun.
Tokyo would be really. I've been in Osaka and it was really fun.
Yeah, there are really cool places in Osaka. There are really cool places in Nagoya too, but like not so many clubs that I like. I think there's a lot of cool bars though, like especially in Imaike and in Kanmai.
Yeah, lots of cool bars. Like this is a whiskey bar and this is a like rockabilly bar and yeah. Hey Ant, how did you find our YouTube live?
Yeah, I'm wondering that too.
I'm really curious. We're broadcasting from Japan. And we're an English school in Japan, so we're giving our students some English conversation to listen to, and so I'm wondering how you found our channel. So
yeah, maybe it was just...
Do you just scroll through YouTube live streams trying to find people?
Maybe.
All right. Yeah, okay, so let's do another one. Let's do Austria.
Oh, Austria. Yeah, sure. So I had a very weird experience in Austria. It was great, but it was very weird. Because I didn't go to a major city. I was living in the mountains in Germany, and I hiked over the mountains into Austria. It took about like 7 hours to hike or something. So we were right on the border. But yeah, we were hiking all day, and then we got to this tiny town, really far away. And then, yeah, it was very weird. It's just very, very weird. It was like a really old town in the mountains. And the day that we arrived, there was just like no one. It was like a ghost town, and we were like, what is going on? And so we started walking around, looking for what's happening in this tiny Austrian town. And then like, we hear like this big like brass marching band, like with like tubas. And,
Are you serious?
Yeah, in this tiny town in the middle of nowhere. And there's like this huge march going on, and there's a funeral. Yeah. It was like there was like a funeral that this tiny town was having for someone that lived there. And so like for the funeral, they're all dressed up in like lederhosen, like like lederhosen, the traditional clothes, and they had like a big feather in their cap and stuff. And had like these big like trombones and like French horns and stuff and tubas. And I was just sitting there eating my like ham sandwich from Spar, and I was like, this is weird. And then like a kid.
That's like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird because like we were just like really hungry from hiking all day, and so I just like stopped and got like a sandwich in a Spar, and that was like the only thing there apart from like the marching band.
That is
the houses.
Bizarre.
It's very weird. And then like this one kid who looked like he was about 12, like rode up on like a dirt bike outside this bar and then bought a bunch of cigarettes. Yeah, and I was like, this is getting better and better.
Edge of the world.
Yeah. So that's my impression of Austria. Like Germany, but very weird and crazy.
So Steven has spent a lot of time in Germany.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the best one for you to talk about.
Yeah, I would know a lot about Germany. Yeah.
He speaks German.
I do.
Cool. That's so cool.
I worked in Germany, so I can speak German.
So how long did you spend in Germany?
First time was just a week in school exchange. Second time, I worked there for about 4 months in a hotel. And the third time, I went over to study as part of my university degree. I went to study in Mannheim University, study psychology, and I got a job in an Irish pub. So every day I was speaking German, like to the customers and like stuff like that. So yeah, and I stayed for a full calendar year. So even after university was done, I stayed for the rest of summer to work and just to hang out. So I had such a great time.
How do you feel about Germany? What's good about it?
Germany is amazing. It's it's very similar to Japan. Very clean and orderly. So things run really well. Trains are really great. Public transport's really great. Health service is amazing in Germany, like super good and really cheap. What I love about Germany, I guess, is like those kind of things, and then like the beer is the most delicious beer in the world. It's so good and it's very cheap. You can buy like a beer at the supermarket for like 10 yen.
Wow.
Like yuan.
10 yen for a beer.
And it's a good beer.
At the supermarket.
Yeah, and it's not bad. It's fine. Yeah.
That's how my boyfriend went to France, and he bought a $12, like 1,200 yen bottle of wine, and it was like the best wine we ever had. Yeah. Just the cheap wine in France is like amazing to us.
I mean, like, yeah, you can even get it, like, that's probably a really nice bottle that he got if you got it for 12.
Yeah.
That's probably like a really nice one. Because like you can get good wine for like 200 yen or like 100 yen. Like
but we just don't know what we're looking for.
Yeah. When I was living in the third time I was in Germany, I was on the border of France. But I was in like the region of Germany that makes lots of wine. So I would buy like a bottle of wine maybe once or twice a week and have a glass with my dinner while I was cooking at home. And it's like, yeah.
It sounds lovely.
€1.50, which is like 200 yen for like a nice bottle of wine.
What kind of wine do you like, people? So, Germany. If I'm going to Germany, what are the top 3 things I should do?
Okay.
Top 3, Germany.
Top 3 things. This depends on the person. So, like, if you want to go like more historic, like go to the castles and go see like the nature. Go to South Germany. Go to like Southeast Germany. Then you can go to like Munich, and you can go to Neuschwanstein. You can go see the German Alps, like the mountains, and like just riding around that area is like really great, like so beautiful. And every town you stop in has their own beer. Like every town in Germany makes their own beer. Like it's not like Is it like in Japan with every city has its like special food, but in Germany like every town has its special beer? Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So again, Steven's suggestion is pub crawling, bar hopping.
Yeah, that's true.
Town hopping for beer.
Other things, it depends on the time of year you go. If you go around Christmas, I definitely recommend going to Christmas markets. It's lots of fun.
Christmas market.
You can get some Glühwein. Glühwein is like old wine. It's like hot wine.
Like spiced wine?
Yeah, kind of spiced. It's like Christmas wine. And it's really tasty. It tastes great, and it's really hot. So they give it to you, and it's like steaming when you get it. And you get it in a little mug. And it's super cold in Germany during winter, especially up north. Yeah, down south it's not so cold, kind of same as Nagoya. But if you're up north, then it's going to be like minus 20 degrees and you'll have like this much snow. But yeah, you go outside, you go to the Christmas market, you get some Glühwein, you drink that, you get drunk, you go ice skating, you hopefully don't hurt yourself.
That sounds great. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. So if you're there in winter, yeah, go there. But if you're in the summer, maybe go hiking.
What's I heard that what's like a cool city in Germany, like a place for young people?
Berlin.
Yeah. I heard Berlin was a really fun city. Is that true?
I never made it to Berlin. I always lived in the
Really?
south. Yeah, everyone told me like Berlin's amazing. You should go, and I was like,
Ah.
I gotta work. Like,
I'm a working man here.
yeah, I would work on the weekends, and like, so I lived in like southeast and southwest Germany, so on the Austrian border and on the French border, and so that was basically as far away as possible from Berlin as I could be.
So it was
So-
hard to get there.
Yeah.
No trains.
Oh, there's trains, yeah, but it would like either be kind of not super expensive, but I was a poor student who was working part-time as a
Poor
bartender.
student.
So, you know, I didn't have a lot of money to go over.
Did you play music in Germany?
Yeah, all the time. Every Tuesday I would go to this jam session, and that's how I met most of my friends in Germany. Yeah, and then we would just play music together every week. Actually, I didn't hang out with any of my
coworkers?
I hung out with my coworkers. I didn't hang out with any of the students from the university, but I hung out with like music students. So yeah.
So is there anything special about the music scene in Germany?
Techno.
Interesting. Techno.
Techno is very big in Germany and very good. You go to a techno party, it starts at like 10 p.m. It finishes at 10 a.m. the next day. And it's usually in like some weird warehouse.
That sounds fantastic.
And it's very cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Like, yeah, it's usually like textile factories and stuff that have been remade.
Sounds great. Yeah, I tend to think of like Rammstein, like industrial music.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know.
That was
maybe
really popular when I was a kid.
Rammstein was popular when I
Yeah.
was growing up too. I used to like Rammstein. Now I'm kind of like, eh.
It's funny. It's kind of
Yeah,
funny.
it's very camp. It's very camp.
Yeah, but it's delightful.
I think like right now in Germany, like hip hop is probably like the most popular genre.
I think hip hop has taken over the entire world.
Pretty good.
Hip hop is just the coolest genre in every country. Everybody likes it. I guess like young people anyway. Like, yeah. And in Asia, tons of great hip hop. I listened to this group, not like music group, but like record label called 88 Rising. Do you know it? 88 Rising is made up of like all kinds of different people from Asia. And it's all hip hop. Different languages, but a lot of it's in English too. And yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah, I've been listening to Chinza Dopeness.
Chinza Dopeness.
Yeah, my friend
That sounds
Nasa
cool.
showed him to me. Really cool
That
rapper.
sounds awesome.
Really cool, like Japanese rapper.
Japan.
Japanese rapper.
Chinza Dopeness.
And it's really good practice for my Japanese because I
Yeah.
can listen to it and I'm like, oh, okay. And he doesn't rap too fast, so it's like pretty easy to get.
There's this Japanese American rapper named Miyachi. Yeah, and he's also great listening practice because he doesn't rap super fast. So if you want, well, we can exchange those rappers. All right. Any questions or comments, guys? I think that is our time today. We really appreciate you coming and watching. Please tune in next week. Tomorrow is a holiday. I hope you're partying. I hope you're living it
Have a good
up.
holiday.
Yeah. And we will look forward to hanging out with you guys next week. Bring your friends. Ant, come next week. We are 8 p.m. Tokyo time. So figure out whatever your city is, 8 p.m. Tokyo time. All right. That is our show.
Yeah. Thanks very much, guys.
See you guys.
Night.
Have a wonderful, wonderful week
Bye.
and a good holiday. We'll see you later.